Okay, Mandalore from Maw. Guess what? I am taking vacation time because we were asked to telecommute from home. And as most of you know or have realized due to the extremely low production value in my videos, I do not own a personal computer. So I can't telecommute from home. So I'm just burning time because I have about 12 weeks of annual, which of course is quite a bit of excess. So HR has been breaking my balls to take time. What better time to burn AL than right now? By the way, I did this DR mirror the other morning when I woke up because I completely forgot about GAC and I hadn't had my coffee, and this is the result. It's my own fault. I should have been fully awake because I totally fucked this turn order up. It's not even funny. So yeah, I am burning some time. Not because I have to, not sick, knock on wood, but why the fuck should I be at work? Like, everything's closed. My office, there's a ghost town. The other office that I work with every day is a ghost town. Everybody's telecommuting there. So, yeah. Burn the time. Smoke if you got 'em. Yeah, so I'm just sitting at home, rewatching The Mandalorian, playing with the dog. And I may go, I don't know. I gotta clean out my dad's old apartment so my sister and I can sell it. So that's one thing I'll end up doing. Yeah, so everybody's in a holding pattern. Some good news. There are no fewer than 2 biopharmaceutical companies that are working on a vaccine for corona. One of them is Moderna, and the other is Regeneron. Regeneron made a vaccine of sorts to combat Ebola, and they are using the same principles that they used in creating that drug to try and create the vaccine for corona. So that's promising. And then Moderna, I believe, is a very, very small biotech company. And by very, very small, I mean it's under a $10 billion company, which is small for pharmaceutical companies. If you look at Pfizer, I think Pfizer is like a $140-something billion company. So Moderna, comparatively tiny, is, I believe, administering human trials for one of their vaccines, or at least a lead up to a vaccine. They synthesized the virus, and they are trying, well, both companies are basically trying to test it out and see if the body or immune systems that they're testing on can create antibody proteins. At least that's what I understand. I am by no means a scientist or a doctor. That's just what I've gleaned from reading CNBC. So there is hope. Yesterday, the president said that this pandemic could go on well into July and August, which would suck for me because Bella and my wedding is meant to be on June 6th, D-Day, in West Point, no less. So that'll fucking suck if our wedding gets postponed or canceled. I was actually pretty upset about that yesterday. Bella, being the eternal pragmatist that she is, she's like, whatever, if it gets canceled, it gets canceled. We'll either push it back or we'll just go to City Hall. Oh, so simple, right? It's unbelievable. She's not fazed by many things. I don't know if it's because she's Polish, or if it's because she was in the Navy, or maybe she just doesn't want to fucking marry me. I don't know. Rose, did you just sneeze on my face? And now you're burping like you're gonna puke on me. That's good. Did you eat too much, little fatso? Yeah? Yeah, my dog's being really cute. But yeah, so of course Bella is basically the man in this relationship, and I'm very obviously the woman. Not to degrade women, I'm just genuinely more feminine than my fiance is. So yeah, that would suck if our wedding gets postponed. We'll see. That's a whole lot of money gone. So we shall see. Stock market futures are all over the fucking place. Last night, Monday night into Tuesday, the futures hit limit up, which is the maximum allowable upward movement that the market's going to have before they take a pause and have to take a 15-minute pause just to make sure it doesn't crash everything out. And then now they're only up like 500 points, the futures. So there's not a lot making sense. By the way, this is a totally shot in the dark cleanup. I've done it with regular Finn as lead and Resistance Trooper in here. That one actually works. I did not have that to go with, so I'm improvising a little bit. And it doesn't work that well, but it ended up working really more by accident than anything else. So everybody just hang tight, muscle it out. Ooh, I got a sneeze coming. Hold on. Sneezing isn't a symptom of corona, right? I don't think so. So yeah, everybody tough it out. Just, take care of yourselves, clean yourselves, wash your hands. Be wary of door handles and elevator buttons or any kind of button. Or no joke, I've been opening up doors with my hand in my pocket and just using that because I ain't touching shit, even though I've been walking around with bottles of Purell. My mom, who is ordinarily a massive hypochondriac, who also happens to live 2 buildings over from me, she dropped off a bag for me in my lobby. It's fucking 5 travel size Purell bottles. I'm gonna sell this shit. I'm gonna price gouge the shit out of this and make a killing. I'm not actually. That would be illegal, but still, it was pretty funny. So I do think that things are going to get better here in the United States. I think that this is my personal opinion, non-professional. There's nothing really to back it up, but I feel like we are generally pretty good about hygiene in most places and cleanliness, and certainly in the larger cities where there's much more likelihood that you're going to be exposed to something. I think people are generally pretty cautious. I mean, I know in New York, we're fairly cautious. I mean, look, if you came back from out of country and you picked it up in the airport or you picked it up in the airplane or somewhere or a big crowd, it's going to happen. But most people that catch this virus are going to be fine. A number of them aren't even going to be symptomatic. There are plenty of people that are not going to be symptomatic. So you may have it and not realize it. You may have it and just be my throat's a little tight, or oh, I'm a little tired, or oh, I have a headache. And you might end up actually having corona. So it's a fairly common. If you look at Lysol wipes or Clorox wipes, one of the first things that it specifically enumerates that it kills is coronavirus. Coronavirus is nothing new. This strain is new, hence COVID-19. This strain is fairly new. Its level of aggression is a little, I wouldn't say new, but certainly different. So we'll be fine. Most of us will be fine, knock on wood. Unfortunately, people that are older or sick already are going to have a very tough time. So stay away from them, give them space. Even if you don't feel symptomatic, you know, if you have a grandmother or a grandfather or just someone very old, like my father, rest in peace, even if he had made it this far, and because he died in September, if he had made it to now, he'd be fucked, honestly. My brother and sister and I all agree he'd be fucked because he's, by now, he would be 89, and he had no fewer than half a dozen existing health conditions. And my stepmom, were she still living here and not in California with my stepsister, she has cognitive issues. So, if my dad were still alive, my stepmom would probably have brought something back because she genuinely just has no short-term memory. Yes, she has Alzheimer's. It's a terrible, 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 terrible thing. Honestly, not to drag everybody down on this glorious, beautiful, raining Tuesday morning, but my stepmom genuinely cannot remember that my dad is dead. So yeah, silver lining in everything, I guess. But again, stay away from the elderly people. Stay away from your grandparents or your parents if they're of an advanced age. Make sure that they just hold tight. Try to bring them stuff so they don't have to go out into the contagion world. Just everybody be careful. We will be fine. We've been through worse. I partially blame the media for scaring the shit out of everybody. I mean, it's everything now on news is just fucking fear-mongering, and it's really fucking tiring. I think people should be concerned. I don't think people should be thinking that this is Armageddon. That's just what I think. But it's given me an opportunity to rewatch The Mandalorian all over again for like the 5th time. And Disney pushed up a couple of releases for Disney Plus, knowing that most of us are going to be homebound. So hopefully, and the home release for Rise of Skywalker is out, digital, Blu-ray, whatever. Hopefully we'll get it on Disney Plus relatively soon as well. One would think that maybe Disney Plus subscribers should get it first, or at least at the same time. But that's not the case, evidently. So instead I am stuck watching The Last Jedi. And I think Solo is still on Netflix. I think the contract for Solo is still on Netflix. So there are a couple of things outstanding from Disney Plus in terms of Star Wars. That's really all I got. This is Vaughn Buttram, which is a hilarious name, from Paw Patrol. I don't think I've ever faced Vaughn in GAC before. Certainly not that I remember. Not that I've recorded and put on YouTube anyway. Excuse me. He put a very stout defense, for which he must be commended. And yeah, it really gave me a run for my money, and we're going to look at the final score, 1877. 1 point. At least you know this way was legit.